Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to be sharing with you everything about intermittent fasting and my journey with intermittent fasting. So I'm going to be telling you everything that I did and how I still do and how I lost a couple of pounds while doing it. So if you enjoy the video, don't forget to smash a big thumbs up, and other than that, let's get started. So what exactly is intermittent fasting? Basically, it's a systematic process of starving your body so much so that it starts burning the fats. When we eat carbs, the carbs get broken down into glucose, which are absorbed by our bloodstream, which you might have heard that people get their blood sugar tested. It's the glucose, basically, if I'm not mistaken. Glucose essentially gives energy to our body. And not all of the glucose is used by the body for energy. So some part of it is stored in the liver in forms of glycogen and fatty cells. Obviously, there's a lot of technical behind it, and I don't really want to go into it. There's this book I read called Glucose Revolution. If you really want to study more about how insulin spike happen in your body and how glucose is stored and how fatty cells are created and everything, you can read that book. But if I have to summarize it, is basically the glucose which is not used, it gets stored in the liver as glycogen or as fatty cells. So when we are in the fasting state, the liver gives back glycogen to provide us with energy. Once glycogen is also over, the fatty cells are broken down by the body to get some more energy. So basically, if the fasting states last long enough, the fatty cell starts breaking, and that is what intermittent fasting is all about. And obviously it has a lot of benefits because your fat is not stored, it is actually burning, which is quite difficult to burn on its own. So obviously everyone does it, there are different ways, but I find for me personally, IF is the best way so far. So in IF, we eat for a certain duration, or typically in a window, and then the remaining hours for fasting. So for example, the most common way is fasting for 16 hours and eating for 8 hours. That's what I do. I fast for 16 hours. So my fasting starts 7 p.m. and I open it at 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. is my eating window. It's good 8 hours. So I need to, the thing is, earlier I would eat 4 meals across the day, probably in 13 hours. Now I have to fit it all in this tight 8 hours window. It's not actually a problem, but once you get used to it. But the thing is, you need to fit all your nutrients into this small 8-hour window. So you need to eat as much as you were eating in a day in these 8 hours, because once the window has passed, you can't actually eat for next 16 hours. If I really have to talk about the challenges I had with IF, I think the first most is that when it's towards the end of your fasting window, you feel very, very tired and you feel very, very hungry. So for me, from 9 to 11, 2 hours earlier were the most difficult ones. It still is. Around 10:30 I'm hungry, but then obviously I can stretch it half an hour, it's fine. But the last few hours of IF are going to be very, very, very challenging. So you just need to stay patient. And it's a lot of hard work and dedication. Not hard work as per se, but a lot of dedication. So you just have to think that, okay, fine, it's just couple more minutes, couple more hours. It's like you have to think about the 14 hours you've spent or 15 hours you've spent already fasting. So you can't just break it for 1 hour. Obviously you're going to get hunger pangs. I also get it. The best way is you can have black coffee or green tea. I think there's black tea as well, but without any sugar, milk, etc. Just your water and the tea or the coffee. I don't do it. I haven't done it ever. But this will help you fight your hunger pangs. Only do it when you actually cannot take it further. But don't make it a habit. Another biggest con I feel is your social life. So now, if you're going out and stuff and you really want to continue it, you can't eat outside your window. So either you need to fit everything inside the window, or you go out but you can't eat, you'll be on fasting. So you really have to plan accordingly, according to your slots. Another con is that you have to eat all your meals at the same exact time, and they should be well prepared, because if I have these 8 hours and I have to fit in 4 meals, that means it has to be every 2 hours. So if one meal is late, I won't be able to eat the next, and the last one will be affected. And if the last one is affected, I fast longer than 16 hours. So you just have to make sure that you are well prepared with your meals, and you eat them at the same time. Try to consume a lot of protein. I would say 60-70 grams, to say the least. I hope this is better. Everyone has decided to do gardening today because it's 34 bloody degrees here in the UK and it's absolutely boiling. But anyway, myths about IF. So there's a very big myth about IF, that you can't lose or gain weight when you're doing intermittent fasting. The thing is, intermittent fasting is not a diet, it's a way of life, sort of lifestyle, I would say. You can actually you can do IF and you can do keto at the same time. You can do IF and do your diet at the same time. It's all about eating at a certain time. It's not about what you eat. That totally depends on you. So currently I am trying to lose a bit of weight. So I'm on a calorie deficit at the moment, and I'm doing it whilst doing IF. And if you want to gain weight, you just need to find out what is your maintenance calorie level, and then you can eat higher or lower depending on what you want. Also, people think that IF makes you moody. It does not. It obviously makes you a bit tired and hungry towards the last hours of your fasting, and that too only in the beginning. So probably last a week, and then it'll just go away and you'll be all good, and then your body will just get used to eating at whatever time you open the fast. Some people also do it 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. and stuff like that, but I don't like that. So I do 7 p.m. to 11. Now, obviously, we've talked about cons, so let's talk about advantages. Biggest one is your glucose spikes are low, which is very good. Your glucose spikes should not be very high. It's not good for your health. So with IF, I think the spikes get down quite significantly. It helps in fat burning a lot because you're fasting, your fat is going to burn. The same thing I said in the beginning of the video. It breaks your digestive process, which means instead of your digestive tract running all through the day, you're making it sit quietly and only function when it's required, which is also very good. Doctors say that it shouldn't function throughout the day. That's why they say not to eat all the time. You need that fasting level for your body to digest what you've had. And the biggest of all is discipline. It really brings discipline to your life because you are on such a short window that everything will be affected if you don't eat in those hours. So you actually plan your day according to your eating patterns, which is very good because obviously it brings a lot of discipline to your life. That is everything basically in a nutshell about IF, and personally it has helped me a lot. I really like this way of living, this lifestyle, and I don't think I want to quit it anytime soon. I am going to continue for as long as I can. And yeah, it's almost 6:30, which means it's time for me to have my last meal. So I'm going to go end the video here. If you like the video, don't forget to smash a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you'd like to know the diet plan I use for IF. Obviously, I can give you a blueprint, not exactly what to eat and what not to eat. If you'd like to stick around, don't forget to subscribe down to my channel, and I shall see you very soon. Bye!